Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at the April edition of AAMP University. I am Jeff Smith, the Director of Training for AAMP of America. Joining us today is Brad Chappell. Say hello, Brad.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon.
Brad is the Director of our OEM and Expediter chain that handles a lot of the products that we will be talking about today. So today's episode of AAMP University is going to focus on our safety and convenience products. What exactly is safety and convenience? Well, the beginning of this year at CES, we decided to roll out a new campaign on safety and convenience. Driver safety is more important than ever these days. Consumers continue to demand technology that is easy to use and that connects them to their devices in their vehicles, right? No matter where they are, they want to have full connectivity to these devices. So what's the main challenge? The challenge is making this technology safe to use while driving. And our company, AAMP of America, is meeting this challenge with the solutions that drivers are looking for. Our products seamlessly integrate into the most popular vehicles on the road with or without replacing factory components. From hands-free, voice-activated functionality to blind spot illumination and also navigation system improvements. We're helping drivers enjoy the technology while being focused on what's really important while in a car, and that's driving. We even launched a particular display that you can see in the slide here that dealers are placing within their stores to help make customers aware of the solutions that are available and are a great way for them to increase sales and also increase awareness of the products that are available out there in the market. So let's talk about a few of the driving facts. According to the U.S. Department of Transportation, in 2013, we witnessed over 3,328 people killed and 421,000 people injured in that were being distracted while driving. The main culprit of these accidents were people texting or using their smartphones while driving. Other technologies that were distracting people while driving included navigation and watching videos or adjusting your audio system. All these things contribute to drivers being distracted while driving, So eliminating some of these distractions is the main purpose of the products we're going to go over today. And let's dive right into a few of those. This is a quick map just to give you guys an idea of what the current state of phone restriction is in the U.S. Currently, every state except for Montana and Arizona has some sort of cell phone restriction or ban, whether it be not being able to hold the phone physically while you drive, texting, or whatever. Each state seems to have something. Hopefully Montana and Arizona will catch up with the rest of us and help protect people while driving. So what can we do to prevent this? So several of our solutions are going to be talked about into two different segments. One is going to be called Drive Safe, the other will be called Drive Connected. So let's talk about Driving Connected. Driving Connected is going to give you the ability to pretty much do any of the options that we show here on the screen. Drivers want to be able to talk, control their phone, charge their phone, listen to their music or navigation, or just simply have it integrated into their vehicle so they don't have to physically touch the phone while driving. All of these solutions are available for multiple variations of smartphones and tablets. They can be anywhere from plug-and-play devices you can take from car to car, or they can be completely integrated into your vehicle as well to give you a factory OEM fit and finish. The number one portable device or device people mainly use in the vehicle is a smartphone. With that, the technology that most people are familiar with in the vehicle most commonly is Bluetooth. It is a standard feature in a lot of vehicles, but a lot of vehicles don't still currently come with Bluetooth, or their Bluetooth is limited. This is why we offer so many different products to help alleviate some of these issues while driving. So let's jump into some of the things that people want to be able to do. One of our most technologically advanced products is called the inSIM. The inSIM is a product that allows you to wirelessly connect, first of all, to your phone. You can control your phone's navigation, you can control your music, you can send text messages, you can receive emails, and your hands-free phone calls. All of this can simply be done without you ever taking your hands off the steering wheel while driving once you get into the vehicle and proceed to still be completely connected to your smartphone or tablet. So the inSIM ISFM 2201 and 2202 is a fully integrated app-driven device that allows you to use your hands-free calling, audio streaming, and to be completely integrated into your vehicle steering wheel controls. Now, the reason we say this is for select vehicles is because this particular device, when we say fully integrated, it will be controlled through your factory steering wheel controls. The 2201 are for vehicles with analog steering wheel controls, and the 2202 will be for those vehicles that have CAN bus steering wheel controls. Once you download the application from either the Apple App Store or Google Play Store, you can connect to this device, and once you get in the car, you physically turn that app on, connect to the device, and once you're connected to it fully, you can sit the phone down and never touch it again while you drive. So literally from your steering wheel controls, just like if your car was completely featured from the vehicle, from the original manufacturer this way, you can answer a phone call, you can end the phone call, advance your music, and even send text messages and emails. One of the unique features about this device is that you will not see anything visually in the vehicle. It's going to be a complete OEM fit and function in the vehicle. One of the nice features about this device also is that if you are using the audio output through the FM modulator, you can use it along with an Android device and actually get metadata or your track information, call information, text information, email information displayed across the screen. The function of receiving that metadata is only possible through the FM section if your radio is RDS capable and you are using an Android device. If you use the other option for audio output, which is the aux out back into the factory head unit or even an aftermarket head unit, you will not have that capability. So the benefit to the aux out is going to be a more dedicated audio that is going to be cleaner than FM modulation. Now, FM modulation from our company is a lot better than pretty much any other FM modulator out there on the market because it is a direct in and output that disconnects the factory antenna and sends the audio directly into the radio from that point. So let's look at the next product. The next product is a very similar model to the inSIM Pro. This is called the Transit Blue HF. The Transit Blue HF is a universal device just like the inSIM, except for this one, the fact that it is universal means it will not connect into your steering wheel controls. It is all connected behind the radio, and the only visual thing you will see in the vehicle is a little button for complete control over the unit itself. So the main purpose behind the inSIM and the Transit Blue HF is to connect the driver to his phone through voice recognition. So once you press the mode button or whatever button in your vehicle is used as a command button for the inseam, and for the Transit Blue HF, you push the little phone button that's installed in your vehicle. You can give it any voice command that you want, whether it be directions through navigation, updating a Facebook status. You can make a phone call, send a text message. So literally, if I'm in my car, I can push this button, Brad, and I can say, call Brad, or send Brad a text message. You ready to go to lunch? Meet me downstairs. And I can physically see the action happen on my phone, and it will ask me if I'm ready to send, and I can say send, and it will go directly to you. And when you reply, everything comes right back to me. I can audibly hear it and visually hear it if the metadata function we talked about earlier is available on the actual screen of the radio.
Additionally, if we're streaming music, will it control my music as well?
If you are using the inseam piece, it will control your music, but the 2351 will not give you track forward, track back application. You would have to do that a different way. We'll get into how you can do that with another device we make shortly. So the 2351, this is the actual device here. The single little phone button and the microphone are the only two things you will see in the vehicle. So this is an integrated device also, just not fully integrated how the inseam would be. You also have the ability to connect it through the FM modulator for audio out, or a 3.5 aux output to connect into your car's factory aux or your aftermarket radio's aux input for audio. Both of these devices are AAMP controlled. That is the main thing to remember about the inseam and the Transit Blue HF. You have to have the application on the customer's phone or whoever's phone is going to be using this device in order for the device to work properly. The FM modulators can be set to any station. You don't have to have it set to 88.7 or 89.1. Through the application, you can physically go to any radio station. Whatever preset station one is, the customer's favorite radio station in the vehicle, whether it be 103.3, 107.5, 94.1, whatever their favorite station is, you go into the application, you set it directly to that station. That way, that's the most common station they're going to be on. So when a phone call comes in, text message, email, whatever comes in, the audio will be available for them on their favorite station. So the 2351 is a one-button solution for everything. It is completely universal, completely hands-free. The only thing the customer needs to have is an FM antenna in their vehicle. I mean, you can put this in a 1974 Dodge Charger, Brad. I mean, seriously, you don't need a brand new vehicle in order to have all the conveniences that are available in a brand new car. Complete hands-free recognition, complete control over your mobile device. Now, you mentioned earlier if it would be able to control the music, the 2351, to be able to control your music, if you're streaming your music. So here we're going to talk about the BlueClick, or ISBC01. This actual device here, and I have one here in my hand I can show everyone if you can see that. Nice little device here. The ISBC01 is a universal Bluetooth remote control. Now, the way this works is you simply take this device, you're going to charge it for 1 hour through the micro USB on the side of the unit itself, and you pair it to your smartphone or tablet. Now, it comes with two different ways you can mount it. You can mount it using the steering wheel mount that's shown in the photo here. There's also a universal flat magnetic double stick mount you can mount on a center console. And once you pair this to your either Apple or Android device, as you see the switch on the back, allows you to tell it which device you're going to connect to, you now have complete control over your smart device, whether that be volume up and down, track up and down, and most importantly, you have the blue microphone button in the center that will allow you to launch the VR function. So, car, motorcycle, boat, ATV, whatever, wherever you need Bluetooth control, even at home, wherever you need control over a Bluetooth smart device, the ISBC01 or blue click can be used for that application.
So that allows me essentially to keep my cell phone in the glove box if we want it out of the way, in my pocket.
Exactly, completely out of the way.
Purse. They're not texting and driving.
You can keep it in your purse, Brad.
I keep it in my purse too.
That's right. So yeah, so volume up and down, track up and down. MERS. Volume up and down, track up and down, complete control. Now aesthetically, we sell the blue click with 3 different trim rings. It's going to come with a matte black, a chrome, and also a black chrome trim ring, so we can help blend the cosmetics of this device into your vehicle. No installation is required. Like I said, you just simply take the Velcro strap, wrap it around the steering wheel, tighten it down so that the unit will not move, or for other applications, you use a universal double stick magnetic mount to have it control the device that you want volume and track control over. So we make a plethora of devices to help you stay connected and to drive safely. So this is one of the really important ones. I was on a website the other day, one of our industry websites, and a guy was raving about how he has a factory Ford Raptor audio system, and the only thing the sync system in his vehicle would not do was launch his VR function. And the fact that once he realized what the blue click would do, he was able to add the blue click onto his factory system with his smartphone, and now he can launch his VR function and completely have total control on it. It was just amazing to see that a customer actually got the message that we were giving them, and it finally hit home, and using it the way we actually designed that product to work in a vehicle.
I could see that product as well being used on factory systems that don't support the VR function that are out there as well.
Exactly.
So it's a good complement to even somebody that has factory Bluetooth or factory hands-free.
Exactly. All right, moving forward. Call jacks. Now, sometimes people may complain about the price of some of these particular products, but let's talk about one of our most affordable products. The call jacks, or ISMJ33. This is a very unique, no installation required, plug and play. I mean, my grandmother could plug this thing and use it, Brad. I mean, it's that simple. It's a very unique 3.5 millimeter cable that has a 3.5 end that you're going to plug into your factory audio system or aftermarket stereo system. And then the part that's going to plug into your phone actually has 2 unique features. Number 1, it has a button on the top of it so that you can actually answer a call or end a call or advance your track on your audio side. Then it also has a microphone built into it. So once you answer a phone call, you can literally hold a conversation directly through this 3.5 millimeter cable. You're talking about a roughly $20 to $25 hands-free kit that you can use in any vehicle. Like me, I travel a lot going around the country doing trainings. So something like this, if the rental car doesn't have Bluetooth in it or doesn't have the ability for me to control my device, I can do it with this little 3.5 cable. I mean, in today's technology and society, everyone has 3.5 cables to go around and take with them so they can integrate their audio into whatever device they're going to use. So call jacks, very simple, very effective way to connect your phone and to use it for safe driving purposes. So in any of those states where using your phone is illegal while driving and things like that, who can't spend 20 bucks, right? 20, 25 bucks, plug it in, complete control, VR, answering in your phone call, and track advance on your music.
Good stuff.
Very good stuff. Worth the money. So, let's talk about one of our most unique products. This is something that we just launched this year. Brand new product. This is our new Car Connect. Now, we've had products similar to the Car Connect in the past. We started with the Gateway, and the Gateway allowed you to add an Apple device to a vehicle to give you an integrated function and feel and control over the Gateway. But it didn't do Bluetooth. You had to add multiple devices to it for Bluetooth audio streaming. Then we came out with the Connect, the basic Connect, and this gained a little bit more features than the previous Gateway. It added the Bluetooth hands-free directly into the box, but it was still limited to only Apple devices. The new Car Connect is a different platform. It's an open platform without any cables, and it will give you complete OEM integrated function and feel over any Bluetooth device. You can now connect to an Apple device or an Android device, control it through your steering wheel controls, or control it directly over your radio's control. So now you have the ability to add to a customer's car 3 different platforms: a GM platform, Toyota Scion, Lexus, and Honda Acura, this device, and give someone completely factory integrated Bluetooth audio and Bluetooth hands-free streaming. This is completely wireless, Brad, as far as there's no wires you have to connect to your device to have these functions available to you in the actual vehicle itself. The only thing that will be visible will be the microphone, and everything else is set up behind the dash. So all these de-featured vehicles that are out there can have all the latest features by using any of these products that we have available.
So putting the Bluetooth products then in line, where does the Car Connect rank in terms of the good, better, best model with the InSeam and the Transit Blue HF that you told us about?
Actually, the Car Connect is going to be, actually it would almost be like a different stage of best.
Okay.
So InSeam Pro or InSeam would be your best, 2351 would be your better, and then options like the call jacks or the ISBT52 would be your good options, your portable options that you can use anywhere.
Yeah, the universal way to get
Correct,
into it.
the exact universal way. So the Car Connect is just going to give you more of that factory OEM fit and function for hands-free phone calls and Bluetooth streaming. It doesn't integrate with any of the VR functions, so it's going to be just a little bit of a sideways step a little bit from one of the InSeam devices, but still the technology behind the Car Connect that now allowing Apple and Android in a single product is where the Car Connect is going to shine and give that factory fit and function over the other devices. All right?
Very cool.
So, moving on from there, we're going to get into more of your specialty area, Brad, the drive safe part of our products. Now, driving safe differs from driving connected. Driving safe is going to be a way that people actually integrate cameras and navigation devices, mirrors, and things like that into their vehicle. A lot of vehicles nowadays come with factory backup cameras. Actually, there's a government mandate for cars to start coming with backup cameras. But let's talk about the vehicles that are on the streets now that, according to some data that we picked up earlier in the year, the majority of the cars on the 250 million cars that are on the streets today, the average year or age of the vehicle on the street is about 11 and a half years old. So we're talking about all these vehicles that were built without backup cameras, without screens. They all have the standard steering wheel, seat belts, airbags, and things like that. But if they want to go a bit further, everyone doesn't want to trade in their car, get rid of their car just to get something new, to have a backup camera or to have Bluetooth and things like that. So this is.
Some days I just vacuum mine and it feels new. I mean,
Yeah, I've ridden with you to lunch before, so vacuuming is important.
It's true.
Yeah. So adding these devices to the vehicle is a better way of outfitting their car without them having to spend $30,000, $40,000 getting a new car just to have a backup camera or to add navigation and things like that. So let's dig deeper into the part of driving safety, of driving safe. Cameras. So blind spot detection, backup cameras, forward cameras, and things like that. Cabin cameras, kitty cam, nanny cam, all those things. We have products that are available for that. But let's get into some of the basics. What actually makes a good camera? Number one, the image sensor. Mounting options, parking lines, viewing angle, lux rating, and being waterproof. Key item, waterproof. So back to the image sensor. So the image sensor basically comes in 3 different formats: CMOS, CMOS CMD, and CCD. So pretty much when you're shopping for cameras or looking at camera specs, you're going to have your good, better, best here. CCD being the absolute best that is available. If you see the visual ratings here, kind of like our home televisions, 480p, 720p, and 1080p. So a CCD is the absolute best quality image sensor that is available in cameras. So when you're looking at other manufacturers' cameras or ours and things like that, these are some of the main specs you're going to look at to see exactly what the camera is, the value of that camera, or the way it's going to work best for you. Now, mounting options. Lip mount, license plate mount. License plate mount could be a couple different ways. It could be an actual tag frame. It can be an over the back of the license plate so it doesn't block like certain things, because I know state of Texas it's illegal to exactly anything to block the actual tag. So we have multiple options for that. A flush mount camera, or even a replacement tailgate camera. And our tailgate cameras, we're going to get into that a little bit more, are really, really nice. So parking lines. Parking lines is when you have a backup camera and you put the car into reverse, your camera image appears and your parking lines are there. A lot of our cameras have what's called dynamic parking lines, and we'll get further into that, where they actually help you turn as you manipulate the wheel left and right. The lines will turn left and right with you. The viewing angle. Viewing angle is extremely important, because not only do you want to see what's directly behind you or in front of you, it'll give you a little bit more of an idea of what's to the extreme left and right of your vehicle. So a wide angle camera is extremely important in most applications. Lux rating. Lux rating is the ability for the camera to represent the image in low light or nighttime viewing, dusk viewing, things like that, whenever it's not as bright as you would want to be able to see for driving. And of course, being waterproof. All of our cameras are either IP67 or 68 waterproof, resistance rated. That way they will last a very long time. Car washes, rainstorms, whatever, any type of...
If you live in the northern part of the United States in the wintertime, the salt that's on the road,
yep.
all those things.
Ice, snow, all those things. So all of our cameras are definitely built to last once you install them on your customer's vehicle. So let's talk about a few of our cameras, right? These cameras these are universal cameras that can be used in almost any vehicle and can be mounted either in the front or back of a license plate. Two of the models are available to have the display in regular reverse mode or in mirrored mode. The mirrored mode is best for using on the front of the vehicle. So if you have a lowered vehicle, or you want to see exactly how close you're coming to curbs, or even parking into your garage. I know when I pull into my garage, I used to have the tennis ball hanging on the string, so I know when I get to a certain point.
You didn't drive the second fridge,
exactly.
right?
Exactly. So I didn't end up in the living room, right? So now you can add a front viewing camera, and you can see exactly how close you can get to any of these objects. So from there, the universal guys that we have here, one of the cameras that we have with us today, Brad, is the
BCLPO1. It's one of our newest little creatures that we've came out with.
Right. So the BCLPO1 is a little small square universal style camera that can be mounted with just the little lip mount like this, or you can add the reverse tag frame mount and actually have it mount behind the tag frame, and then the camera itself will protrude over the tag so you can see your reverse image like this. Okay? That, along with some of the other universals, the flush mount, as you can see in the slide, the bar mount, and a few of the other under lip mount. And all of these, select models of these are going to have the reversible image capability. These cameras are CMOS sensors with tricolored parking lines. The biggest thing also is that all of the power supplies on our cameras are built externally to the camera. What that means is, imagine if you have a camera of this size and then you had to add a power supply inside of it. Number one, it allows us to shrink the size of the camera down, but without that power supply being inside of it, now this is going to take all the heat out of the camera. Heat, when combined with moisture from car washes, rain, snow, ice, and things like that, can produce fogging inside the camera. So by removing that power supply from the camera, we basically eliminate the fogging capability of the lens of the camera, which means I need to change the camera on my Suburban now.
It's true, unless you're into fogging, and then you got the right camera on.
Right, yeah. So I'm not into fogging.
Okay.
So, all right.
BCLP01 then.
I need to add a BCLP01.
Put that when you're done with it, just put it down to the side.
All right, I'll take that one with me. Also, on the power supply, we give you the switch that actually tells a camera if you want it in normal mode or mirror mode. This will allow you to use it, like we said before, front camera or rear view camera. The switch is externally to the camera.
One other key point as well is that we take into the fact that that's the plug for the end of the camera. So when you're, it's not a 3/4 inch hole that you have to drill through something when you're having to run this wire back into the vehicle.
Right, it's very tiny. It's almost about 1/8 of an inch hole you can drill, or in order to get the camera cable back into the vehicle itself. Now let's talk about our tailgate cameras. Our tailgate cameras are actually factory fit and finish, just like OEM tailgates. So we have replacement direct Ford ovals. We have the two different Chevrolet. We have Dodge, and we have the
two Fords as well.
Two Fords.
The Ford emblem.
Okay, the Ford emblem has the camera built directly into it, and there are other companies out there that make the Ford oval, but our Ford oval is an exact OEM part. It is the same part as what that would be on the vehicle. It's heavy and sturdy and built just like a Ford piece. It's not just a chrome piece of plastic that says Ford on it. Ours is an exact OEM piece.
Yep, we are just simply adding our aftermarket camera technology to a Ford OEM emblem.
Right.
On the vehicle. That's exactly correct.
So the reason we do the tailgate cameras is because people want to have that factory fit and function. Everyone that adds aftermarket equipment to their vehicles, they don't want everything to be so noticeable that people would either want to break it or steal it or things like that. They want their vehicle to continue to be aesthetically pleasing. So that was one of the reasons why tailgate cameras over the universals came about in the first place.
Well, and with a truck as well, if you put something down around the bumper or the license plate, first time that you're hauling something, it ends up getting beat off the back of the truck or knocked off, destroyed, anything along that line.
Right. So moving there, we're going to talk about some of our other cameras. The under lip mount style cameras, our complete tag frames. These are going to be more of our higher end cameras, the Sony CCD sensor cameras. This is going to be your factory handle cameras for like Audi, BMW.
That's right.
And then the universal under lip mount. This is going to be the cameras that are kind of like on my car, on my Camry. It's under the lip mount. You can't even see it visually on the vehicle itself. This is going to allow you to add this camera and make it the most factory fit and function other than a tailgate style camera on most coupes and sedans. And then the tailgate for the tag frame is the very thin tag frame, so it's not going to be big and bulky and stand out. The camera itself is not much bigger than the frame, so it's not going to be very noticeable when people walk by and look at the tag of your vehicle. It's hardly even noticeable. Ultra low lux operation. So these, because they're in very kind of light blocked areas under a lip mount, the lux on these cameras is a lot higher than some of the others. Pretty much all of our cameras have low lux capability for being able to see in very low light environments. So let's talk about ways of getting that camera image into the vehicle with some of our integrated mirrors. So just like the cameras, what makes a great mirror? Number one, screen size. Size is important, Brad.
Seems to always matter.
Always matter. Screen size is very important. All of our cameras replacement mirrors have screens anywhere from 3.5 to 4.3 inches. Now, mounting options. Who wants a clip-on mount, right? Clip-on mounts, they move around, they slide around, they're gonna stick on top of your factory mirror, and it's just gonna look aftermarket, just gonna look just not right, right? So with the way that we mount our mirrors, we'll get a little bit more into depth in a second, it looks more factory. So no one wants a clip-on. Then video inputs. All of our cameras have at least 2 video inputs, and these inputs can be used to pipe in rear view camera or any other video source, or multiple cameras for that matter. And the designs are 100% OEM fit and finish and look like they belong in the vehicle itself. So let's talk about one of our very new cameras, the MRC-UN01. Brand new mirror. You're talking about factory fit and function. This camera here has a 4.3-inch LCD screen built directly into it that has auto dimming through the 2 sensors here. Now, the entire mirror itself does not auto dim, only the LCD screen, because at night when you're driving and you actually have the screen on, whether it be for reverse image on video 1 or an actual video image if you're watching what the kids are watching in the back, or if you're using a front camera or whatever you're doing, you dim the actual LCD so that it doesn't become blinding to you while driving at night. The mount capability of the MRC-UN01 is a universal mount, but we do have vehicle-specific mounts available for the mirrors also. The universal mounting options, like I said, can be used in any vehicle, and with those, Brad, they would want to possibly either visit a glass shop to have the universal mount added to the window, but we do also have some factory vehicle applications for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Hyundai, Kia with their vehicle-specific button or bracket that would attach to the windshield in order to mount any of the mirrors.
Yeah, that's correct. And in the next couple slides, I think we'll get into some more application talk, but essentially on the universal MRC-UN01 that you had in your hands there, it is that universal tombstone mount that you're going to find on a lot of domestic vehicles in the United States, Ford, GM, some foreigns. But if for some reason you have to apply that to a vehicle that does not have that mount, in every kit that's the MRC-UN01, we include that glue-on tombstone button that they could glue on to the windshield, just like you were referring to. That we'd recommend that you go to a glass shop and they would use some some special adhesive to mount that onto the windshield and give it some time to dry, and then that can be applied into any vehicle that's out there on the road today. So it's included in every kit.
Very cool. And one of the other things I was just looking at while you were talking was how factory this looks. I mean, this looks just like it came from GM or from Ford or from Chrysler. And the fact that it has the little channel, or what we call the wire mold protector, so that you won't crush the actual cable that comes out of the camera itself.
Yeah, and additionally there's a 4 to 7 inch extension plastic wire mold channel as well to protect the wire as it goes up into the headliner of the vehicle, to give it that fit and finish.
Very cool. So let's talk about some of these different little mounting buttons. So here you can see the square universal style mirror mount. You can see the 5-sided or 4-sided, sorry, the trapezoidal shaped Chrysler Dodge, and then the Hyundai with the retaining clip. So we offer all of these universal and vehicle specific mounts so that these mirrors can be added to these particular vehicles. We have some that are dedicated for GM vehicles, and with the GM vehicles you have to be careful of a few things. Number one, because some of the GM vehicles have OnStar built into it. Correct. So if you have OnStar built into these mirrors, you need to talk to your customer about 2 possible options. Number one, keep an OnStar active or not keep an OnStar active. Or 2, exactly how they want to retain it. So If they want to get into a custom installation where someone actually relocates those buttons from the factory mirror and things like that, that might be possible, or this just may not be the mirror for them. There's other options available.
That's right.
Chrysler, we have many different applications from 2012 all the way up to 2015, the 300, Charger, Challengers, Jeep Cherokees, I mean many different vehicles and trucks from Chrysler. And then the Hyundai platform, from top to bottom, we have applications to work on those. So let's talk about not using a rear view camera and how to get these camera images on your factory screen, because a lot of vehicles have a LCD color screen, whether it be for just the radio climate controls or for navigation, but may not have that factory backup camera. So let's talk about what makes a great integration system. Number one, is it plug and play? A lot of our systems are plug and play to add the camera modules into it, open monitor, and a dealer program. So if you do business with a car dealer, we have a lot of different applications that allow you to just walk in and service that car dealer. Or if a customer walks into your store, it's not going to be a very cumbersome installation. Our products are very installer friendly, very easy to use, and have very detailed installation manuals. Switching the system between the reverse camera image and the factory OEM screen is built into the modules, or we figure out a way for it to be controlled through the factory screen itself. From there, all of these inputs into the OEM screen are going to have 1 to 4 video inputs. So with 1 to 4 video inputs, what could we use that for, Brad? Let's see. Reverse camera, forward camera, kid cam or nanny cam in the back, and then possibly video integration from the rear overhead screen, so that way you can see exactly what's going on in the vehicle. So
I was thinking about adding a reflect as well. Then I can, wirelessly stream, one of my handheld devices, either my Apple or Android phone, right up onto that factory screen.
You could do that. You could do that. A lot of people are into streaming their video into the car, and the reflect, along with one of these OEM integration pieces, would give you that ability. So parking lines. Parking lines are also built into all of these OEM integration pieces for camera application too. And parking lines are very important because the tricolor parking lines tell you exactly how close you are to something, all right? And if people aren't good drivers, I know plenty of bad drivers out there, especially when they're doing parallel parking and things like that. Without the dynamic lines, they can really get into a bad position. And the dynamic lines turn with you as you physically move the vehicle. The way that's done is through the CAN bus or data bus input from the module back into the system that will help you guide the vehicle exactly where you need it to be. So some of our OEM integration modules we're going to talk about here. One of them being in our Intraflex line, our P1Cs or our TIM modules that give you backup camera input. We also have some of the newer BCI modules or backup camera interface modules that are currently available for Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep platform, and we have a new one coming soon for GM.
New one that's coming out as well under the pack name for the MyGig radios for Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge.
That's going to be the BCI CH21.
That's correct.
Correct.
And then as well, there's going to be some more additional ones that are going to be coming out for the GM lineup as well. I believe it's going to be the GM 31 and 51.
Very cool. So 100% integration. 95% of all of these kits are plug and play. Open monitor means being able to just get into the system without having to have any major issues integrating into video. And none of our devices require dealer programming. So once you add one of these devices to a customer's car or to your own vehicle, you're not going to have to go back to the dealership like you would with some other brands and have to have a video input activated and things like that. We make sure that all of that is built directly into our module to keep you, to get a car in, get it out, back on the road, and have that driver using it immediately without further distraction or getting them from keeping them off the road while you do installation. We talked about the dynamic parking lines being a part of it, and also the switching capability of going back and forth between the aftermarket image and the OEM screen. Same thing with the nav inputs, 1 to 4 nav inputs, audio and video, and it will accept all composite video input signals. And some of these are SKU dependent, so make sure you find the right one on our Pack-Audio website. When you go in and you look, search by your vehicle, and it'll tell you exactly which module is right for your vehicle. Navigation integration, okay? So there are a lot of vehicles out there that still do not come with navigation. One of the new things from Chrysler, from GM, and from Ford, these My Touch, My Link, and the Ford.
Ford is My Touch.
Yeah, Ford is My Touch.
Yep.
They come with 2 different size screens, where some of them have a 4-inch option or a 5-inch option, and they have a larger 7 or 8-inch options. And most of the larger options come with navigation. Some do, some don't. But the majority of all the smaller options are non-navigation capable head units from factory. So our team has allowed or come up with ways to add plug-and-play navigation into these particular monitors. You're still going to add the plug-and-play capability, CAN bus integration. You also have the 1 to 4 video and audio inputs, and the dynamic parking lines. And now we're going to get directly into audio integration, or having to use a standalone speaker for your navigation audio. Now, the mapping. The mapping is actually available in multiple different country formats. You have a voice recognition input. So just like we talked about earlier in the inseam and 2351 products, having voice recognition will be one less step a customer would have to do as far as physically entering in a destination while they drive. They can push a button and audibly talk to the car and tell it exactly what they want to do or where they want to go.
That's exactly correct. Just simply one shot, or they call single shot address entry. Take me to 1234 Cherry Hill Way, High Point, North Carolina. Boom, it's routing you on your way.
Awesome. So navigation integration is available for multiple different car platforms. We offer it for
right now, currently it makes up about 60 different models, 70 different models, and about 18 different makes of vehicle that we have applications for today. We have AMP has the widest application spread that there is for navigation integration into vehicles that have an existing OEM screen in them.
Worldwide.
That's right.
So navigation integration is extremely important for OEM uses. So when you have vehicles that are de-featured, your customer comes in, it's not always about taking the head unit out or molding in a double din or changing out the radio. You're talking about, first of all, the navigation unit is going to start at $500-600, and then you could get into installation that could be $500, $600, $1,000, $1,500 or even more to mold these aftermarket head units into the dash. So this is kind of a way for people to think outside the box, or technically inside the box, of how to integrate all these products back into the OEM car without doing a bunch of damage to the vehicle and keeping it as factory and visually appealing to the consumer. Because once you do that, as far as changing to an aftermarket head unit, consumers have to then learn a whole new system. Nothing is correct anymore. So the way the radio used to work before is not exactly the same. Of course, there's benefits to aftermarket, but we give them so many more options to integrate into it without having to remove that factory screen in their car. Let's move on to the next one. So the mapping we touched on a bit a second ago, Brad. You want to talk about the mapping software that we use?
The mapping is one of the most important features when adding a GPS navigation system to a vehicle today. And with our software, it's one of the key items we get asked all the time is my software updatable? So, ours is through naviextras.com. The end consumer can simply pull the SD card out of their car, plug it in, log on to naviextras.com. It'll tell them whether there's an update available or not for them. Plus, they can add all the all the different icons and things like that, so they can drive a tank down the road instead of a little arrow. All those little cool features. You know, other unique features that we offer, as well as we do 50 written and 50 spoken languages for your nav. So if you're, you know, if you happen to do work in a part of town that you service a lot of, let's say, the Korean nationality, they can be, you know, serviced with navigation in that area of town with mapping for the United States that's written and spoken in Korean or whatever other 50 of the languages you want to put it on.
Right.
So it's very unique to anybody
That's very
out
cool.
there.
So what happens if, let's just say, I'm a retailer and I'm doing navigation integration and the vehicle's going overseas? Will the system work in other countries?
That's a great question. Yeah, absolutely, the system will work overseas. You'd simply purchase a system that we have here in the U.S. During installation, you'd pull that SD card out, you'd put it into the computer. You can go on to naviextras.com and you can look and see what geographic regions are available for download, and simply a la carte you can purchase that region. So if you're going to send a vehicle over to, let's say, the UAE or over to Europe, or, you know, in a case I had a customer who took a Ferrari and for the summertime he was going to take it back to its home to Italy, so they added, you know, mapping for Italy to the device. So it's definitely possible.
Very cool. Very
I don't really
cool.
have that problem. You know, my Ferrari doesn't need to go home.
Yeah, I pretty much keep my Ferrari in the magazine. That's the only place I see it.
That's the place it goes.
That's where it goes. Awesome. Very cool. Well, from here, we're going to talk about all of our, kind of wrapping up, all of our products are available for customers to look at online at our pack-audio.com website. You can find out any of the information of the products we talked about there. You can also connect to us on Facebook, AMP of America. We have multiple different pages and sites available. If you have any of our products, you can talk to us on this website with questions, comments, or any issues that may come up. And from there, Brad, is there anything else you want to talk about as far as some of our safety and convenience products?
No, I hope everybody got everything they need out of this, and we'll publish it up, and it'll be here for people to come back and visit, and you can always direct any questions, phone, email. If you want to even write on a piece of paper and fax it to us, Jeff and I are happy to take any questions.
I don't have a fax.
Oh, we got a couple of them.
Oh, okay, all right. But all of the AMP University trainings, like I said, the first one we did was on Radio Pro, the second was on Phoenix Goal, this one being on safety and convenience. All of our video formats are stored on our Vimeo and YouTube sites. You can just go to either one of those and search for AMP University. We do multiple products, the 2351, the call jacks, the Inseam Pro, any of our iSimple devices. We have 50 plus videos that consumers or dealers can go and watch directly on that site. If you guys have any questions, there's a lot of Interfex videos on there also, on our backup cameras and navigation integration also. So that's it today, guys. If you have any questions, email us, call us, send a pigeon, fax, like Brad said, and
Bernard, whatever.
yeah, however. But thanks for joining, and go sell something. Have a great day.